Welcome back, everybody. My name is Gnome Lord, and as you guys can see today, we're playing some ARK Survival Evolved. Now, I've played this a little bit in the past, but that was on an entirely different map and an entirely different just general scenario. So, as you guys can see today, we're going to be just doing a little bit of exploration, kind of just having a little bit of fun. And I'm going to show off the island a little bit that we're living on right now. I've also done a really massive castle creation that I think you guys might enjoy seeing if you haven't seen something like it before in the ARK universe. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get on to it. We decided as a group, there's 4 of us right now, to set up over here on this island, and it's working quite well as we have plenty of resources and materials. But more importantly, as you guys will see coming up now, this castle over here has been my grand creation that I've been working on for a long time, though. This bridge was actually quite a pain in the ass as well because, let me see if I can give you an example. If we pop down in the water real quick, you can see all along the bottom of it there are support beams, meaning I had to swim under, put up the support beams, avoid vicious creatures such as sharks and piranhas, all that good stuff. So rolling up here, you'll notice we have some beautiful trees. We've got a little bit of royal purple and what I guess you might consider cyan. We've got our buddy Junior over here just kind of keeping an eye on the castle at the front. He's too big to really keep around inside. Technically, you can get him inside through this door and all that, but it's just not very ideal. So we'll go ahead and pull the switch here, and as you can see, beautiful drawbridge pops on down. And now I took some time to build this wonderful little interior garden. I ripped out the foundations after I got them nice and even on the opposite side, and then that kept the grass here for us. So as you can see, we've got little mushrooms growing. We've got these big pods, these nice beautiful sakura trees, and all this other little plant life and good flora that you might enjoy. We've actually also even got a well, and you can, there as you can see, drink from the well. That'll keep you alive, and you can drop your water containers inside of there as well to fill them up. So we're gonna head on inside now. Now I should mention this castle still needs some work. I literally just finished up the general design very recently, and to some extent I'm still moving in, so please bear with me. As you can see over here, I set up a nice big old table. This is where myself and any of my teammates can come and we can examine and just look at the map as a whole. The map is very big. As you can see, I can stand on it and it's still bigger than me. And just in case we really need to, you can have a nice seat at the chairs, check everything out as required. So as you can see here, this is my building, crafting, and material room, more or less. This is where we get all of our forging done, our smithy work. Anything we need to fabricate can be made here. I've got a table with 3 mortars and pestles because there's just a very large amount of things you might want to create. A meat rotting box. If you got extra meat, throw it in there, get it all good and rotten, and then you can make narcotics with it to poison and knock out your opponents, or animals, of course. And here's some royal foot chests with plenty of materials in them and all that good stuff. And this is an engineer's workstation. I use that to build all of these unique modded architectural related mods. So that worked out pretty well for us. So right across the way we actually have what is a kitchen. Again, it's not very filled in yet. I plan to actually fill this room with a lot of gardening materials and all that good stuff, but for now all I have is this a stove, which actually cooks a pretty good amount of meat pretty fast. We'll take this rotten meat actually while we're here. And then I've got a pantry, and on here I can actually make trail mix, can up some of my vegetables to keep them stored longer. We've got a preserving bin, of course, for food related objects. We'll take some meat out for the road. And we've got a sink that's not set up yet, but when you do connect it to some piping, you can actually get some water, and you can have just enough room to set up a mortar and pestle if that's something you decide to do. Now downstairs, you'll see in the middle on both sides I have these nice big chambers, and that is because I figured it'd be nice to be able to store some of my creatures indoors since this place is so big. So as you can see over here, I've got Shani, the quarry worker, and I've got Violet, the pack dino. And their names should speak for themselves. I obviously use her to pick up stone, and she's got a very nice cyan color. I found this in the wild. We do have a modded server, so keep in mind additional colors show up in the wild. And then over here, Violet, again, a very nice color. Her name is obvious and really states what she does. She's a pack dino. I've been teaching her to just really focus on carrying stuff. You can see her weight is pretty high. Again, there we go, even higher now that she's leveled up. This guy got to level up? Yes, he does. So we'll give him some melee damage because that will just allow him to smash rocks faster and more proficiently. And then just in case, I've got a cage in here. Sometimes I like to play with my friends, knock them out, chuck them in a cage, and then they wake up in here. And sometimes if I lock them in, they get a little rustled, to say the least. So we'll head upstairs now. I've actually got a lot of nice paintings. This is the Mona Lisa. Some of you, or most of you, will hopefully know what that is. We'll go ahead and open up this one. Now again, these are all planning to be bedrooms. There's 4 of them you'll see upstairs, but only one of them is in use right now. So again, these are just empty. But if we run across to the other side, you can see that at least one of the bedrooms is in use currently by myself. This is a nice giant fireplace. That thing's huge. I could fit in that. And then over here is my bed. This is where I sleep. Gnome's bed, of course. And the royal chest for all my related objects. There's a bunch of different crowns in here. They give you different skins and whatnot. Alright, so heading upstairs. This is just another big room. It's very spacious, so I figured I might as well shove all my dillos in here. This is a nice place to kind of just collect their eggs. Keep an eye on them when I need them. We've got these big, beautiful stained glass windows. And then on each opposing side, I'll only go through one of them. You can actually go outside and hang out on the bastions, and I can't remember the exact name, that the battlements maybe, that are used for these edges, but you can really go and hang out here if you decide on both sides, but we'll only check out this one because it's exactly the same on the opposing area. And then we'll head upstairs again. This is what I would consider the aviary, which of course means this is where I keep all my flying creatures. And you'll see I have my flight cargo, and they're all named Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, all that good stuff, just to keep them in line and order. These are the creatures I use. You can see there's a mountain in the back there. And I will actually take all of these guys, fly up to the top of that mountain over there, and then get a very large amount of metal, fly back, and it just works out very well because there's actually just herbivores up there. Nothing really harmed me. And last but not least, this is a tower. I kind of just added it for both visual aspect and additional space. People can live in here, people can, you know, do other things, storage, anything you want, animal storage like that. We'll see where it goes. We might store giant quatzes up here, the massive fortress carrying flying birds later on when we acquire one, but we'll see how it goes. So now you all got a general idea of what the castle looks like. Again, as you can tell, there's more work to be done. And the last but not least piece, actually, we'll go out here, is easy access to the back of the island, because again, this castle is so big you might as well utilize the space as best you can. So we can go down here. It's actually super bright. I apologize for that, but this is where you can park your boats and all of those aquatic related things. It's a dock, more or less. So we can go ahead and hop aboard. This is actually where I was living before I moved into the castle, or as I've mentioned, I still am moving into this castle. So we've got all our essentials here. I've actually probably got more materials on this boat still than I do in that castle right now because, again, I'm just still moving in. It took me a lot of work to get in there, so we're just doing what we can while we can. So as you guys can see, another reason why this castle, being so wide, is very effective is that I can use a good amount of my creatures and travel, you know, through the castle very quickly without actually having to do it by foot. So that's very helpful in that I'm able to get in and out very quickly with any of these creatures, really. Just about any of them, at least. So normally I would go that way, but let's get a little creative today. I think we're gonna go that way. I've never been on the beach on this side. I've been on the mountain up there, but I've never actually walked around down there, and that's a whole different ballpark because the top has nothing but herbivores. Alright, yeah, so we're gonna head that way today. We're gonna hop on the boat. We'll go wrap it up. And here we go. I hate these damn dogs. No, I'm infected. Shit. Okay, the airdrop's really close though, and quite honestly,